Conquest is a 1988 novel by Lynn Abbey, and it is also published as The Green Man in some regions. But this is a sequel to Unicorn and Dragon. There were actually 3 more volumes planned in this series, but were never published. I'm not sure or not whether these were written. I did learn that Abbey does not hold the copyright to these books, and so it is sadly out of her hands, essentially. This is not Abbey's fault by any means. They were not published. Also really weird that she doesn't own the copyright to her own fiction. I'm not sure the complete story on that. Anyways, Ambrose, with his Byzantine magic and trained as a magus, right, essentially conjured the spirit of Igerna, dead these 3 months since the end of the first book. They speak of Alicent and Stephen, of the land being conquered by the Celt, the Roman, Saxon, and another conquest to come, which is, of course, the Norman conquest. They speak of blood and of a green king. And we have this idea throughout the novel of how can anything be made whole with blood. So we also have Godfrey Halfwinder. He's not recovered from the hit to the head. Essentially, he's not recovered his wits since the outlaws attacked around Christmas. Will Decent is still in the background to Alicent, her fair-haired sister, though they're not actually sisters at all. And while getting plenty of historical tidbits wrong, these can be ignored rather easily, I think, as a fiction and fantasy work. Though some things are nice, and particular, like the word feared being used for the English army. Will Decent and Alicent themselves are not as close as they once were. Alicent has a Gios, and upon her, and roots among the Kimmery, an inherent magical ability. While Will Decent rather has an astuteness to look up foreign sorcery, and seemingly has French origins, though this is still mysterious. Both, rather, though, are pawns that grasp at straws to retain freedom. It is a very feminist-feeling work, as these 2 girls are moved about against their will. It's very obvious, I would say, but also rather subtle. It's more so than other books, I'd say, that I describe as feminist, besides some other stuff by Abbey. I think Abbey has a tendency to have feminist works, and then to be subtle. So subtle to the point I feel like that's one of the reasons she's really not that popular. I have been a big fan of Abbey, though, but maybe you just got to pay more attention when you're reading her. Abbey does, I think, a phenomenal job showing the tough situations of women, and with these women in particular, these 2. She never tells it to you, rather, right? But an astute reader will see what powering and maneuvering is achieved by our 2 protagonists as war looms, in a journey already dangerous enough among men that don't even speak English, but their sorcery and other kinds of magic are playing a hand too. So the great feminist literature is very subtle, in a very subtle way, rather. And I would warn you, this one gets into sexual assault pretty openly, not in any great detail, but it is definitely there, so caution there. In the magic itself, Alicent has her innate powers tied to the old gods of Britain. She faints still, and her power makes her not quite herself, not always a good person even. She has pretty much put Stephen in thrall to her love. There's lots of gray in this, like they're not black and white characters here, but it's in no wise edgy. Will Decent herself has her mysterious origins, and maybe a keen sense for sorcery beyond her potential talent. Ambrose, a sorcerer trained in Byzantium, is interested in Will Decent, romantically, at least seemingly. This has some unexpected happenings throughout the novel, and is as engaging as I've come to expect from Abbey. I wasn't initially impressed when I first read Abbey, but she really grew on me after that first read. I just kept on thinking about her book, and long after I finished them. So her style is not one I find easy to compare to. I mean, she does do good character work, like someone like Robin Hobb, though I found Robin Hobb very mediocre and very, very boring, and I've tried 3 of her novels now, and so I don't think I want to continue with that. But Abbey, someone I've read more than double that, and someone I will definitely read more of. I'll probably read all of her longer works. And while pretty obviously not where history would leave us off, as far as the Norman conquest of England, since the series is not going to be finished, it kind of ends okay, I think, with one big thread kind of left hanging in a character, and the larger fate of the land still hanging or whatnot. I mean, oh well, I guess that it is what it is. So sadly, we don't get that conclusion, but good enough, I think. I mean, I am happy to have read it, at least. I don't feel that disappointed. So anyways, Lynn from Lynn's Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.